went to school with Mr. Mullen there for a little while, and then went off to Ohio for a master's degree, and then to Chicago, and was an associate member of the Civic Orchestra of Chicago, which is the training orchestra of the Chicago Symphony. And currently am the tubist with the Portland Opera Orchestra. So, yeah, been all around the country per se. All right, so the first piece on the program is going to be the last movement of the Bach Cello Suite Number 1, the Jig. Thank you. Woo. Okay. Yo-Yo Ma obviously does it better, but you know. Okay, let's see here. The next piece that I'll be playing is an etude originally by Marco Bordoni, who was an Italian operatic tenor and singing teacher. This is out of the Robert King Music Company, Bel Canto Studies, if you can see that. This is Etude number 2. Oh, and before I start, so these are good for lyrical playing, okay? These are good to play in the octave as they're written, as well as an octave above, and also maybe 2 octaves when you get there, and as well as down an octave. So you may hear some portions of this being played down an octave, and the point of that is to try and get the same tone quality for each register that you're in. Okay, so I'll try and demonstrate that with this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Woo! Okay, so the last piece that I will be playing on this portion of this class is Stuff by James Grant. Okay, James Grant is an American composer. Well, he has dual citizenship in in the U.S. and Canada, but he is an American composer, and he in 2002 won the Aaron Copland Composing Prize, if I remember correctly. So this piece, Stuff, was the first of 4 recital pieces commissioned by and dedicated to 78 adventure-seeking tubists representing 30 states and 3 countries who joined the 2001 Solstice and Equinox Commissioning Consortium. Stuff begins with the theme, followed by 7 variations, which are lullaby, insistent, cartoon music, gregarious, urgent, more urgent, and swing it, with a recap of the theme at the end. And let me just quickly empty any condensation. Hope everyone's, enjoying their summer, all things considered. And major props to Mr. Mullen. Just want to say that off the bat. He and I have known each other for a long time, and too long, yes. And so just major props to Mr. Mullen. Okay, so Mr. Stowe. Okay, here is Stuff by James Grant. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Glad to play.
I'm fine with whatever. Okay, I'm linking the music in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to start at page 2. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so how do you think that went?
Not my best, but still pretty good.
Sure. Let's see here. Do you have a piece of paper, like, or a pinwheel or anything by you?
Sure.
Okay, so I utilize a pinwheel like this. It's a very expensive thing to purchase, so what I'd like for you to do is do like a wind pattern. Okay, so like what are you using for articulation? Ta, da, do, to.
I think it's more of a ta.
Ta.
Yeah.
Okay, so could you do a wind pattern with the piece of paper? So keeping the wind stream consistent. Could you do that for us one time?
Am I doing it to the rhythm of the music, or?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So sorry, hold the paper up, like up at the top. So your hand is at the top. So it's rolling downward. Yeah. There you go.
It's okay, Ken.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Sorry. So if I had let me see if I can get piece of paper. Okay, so even just from that point of view, and I know it says forte piano and then crescendo, but let me see if I can demonstrate this. So okay, I'm doing the rhythm, but is the paper moving much? No. Okay, so wind, air / wind is the fuel for our sound, correct?
What?
Air or wind is the fuel for our sound.
Yeah.
So I want you to try and move, like get the paper to move. Yeah, and if you have to take a breath and leave out a note, that's fine. I just try and get the wind to go to think about blowing past your lips or past the mouthpiece. Does that make sense? So outward. Okay, because like if I were to do this with a mouthpiece, for instance, okay, a mouthpiece buzz. The pitches are fairly consistent, correct? Like it's very buzzy, but there's not a lot of wind flow, correct? Right? So to get a good sound on the instrument, we need to have a good buzz. Okay, and in order to have a good buzz, we need to have good airflow or wind. Okay, so you tell me which one sounds better, A or B. Okay, or I know the notes are approximate, but A or B.
I don't really know.
Could you try buzzing?
Yeah.
Buzzing for me.
I'll try to get a better angle so you can actually see the paper.
I can just try on your
It's
screen.
okay, Caitlin.
Yeah. Could you do that now in the tuba?
Okay. You want me to do it playing now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Who thought that was better than the first time? Bingo. Okay. So I applaud you for like being able to go, what was it, like 8-10 bars without taking a breath, but then the bars that you took, like after you finally took a breath, those suffered a little bit. Okay, so it's just a little bit more strategic planning in terms of where to breathe. I'll try not to biff it up. Yeah. So continue. Yeah. So you see where I was. It's just like quick little sip breaths, and I know those take time to be able to develop. I'm still developing them. Okay. It's a never-ending process, but to be able to take in just a little bit more, that's a pretty long crescendo.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe say by see, piano, and then so maybe by measure 101, maybe you're like at mezzo piano plus mezzo forte minus. Okay. And then like measure 106, you're going to be at like mezzo forte plus mezzo forte realm,
Yeah.
and then like mezzo forte to forte up to the concert D 2 bars later, and then forte plus, and then fortissimo.
Yep.
Could you try that? Just and try and get, again, I appreciate like taking that many or not taking breaths, but you want to set yourself up for success, right? Hey, you bit. Hey, that the crack in the note happened, you know, but at least you went for it, right?
Yeah.
So even that time, just going through the first half of it, I didn't hear probably enough breathing. I'm not saying breathe at every bar or like every 2 bars, but I could tell that it was kind of like reserve gas when you got to like measure 101. Is that about right?
I guess.
Okay, so maybe see where I'm like
Yeah.
breathing it, yeah, like in between the dotted eighth or dotted quarter and eighth of the F in 9. Yeah. Go ahead and do play one more time. Huzzah! Okay, I think that definitely got better. Okay, just, you know, and even it's just the chromatic, the suspense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, the suspense building up from 89 all the way to 112. Sorry. Yeah, good work. Keep it going. Yep.
Thank you.
So I'm playing Blazevich 1 from the 70 studies.
Okay.
And I'm playing the first 3-ish bars.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, awesome. Yeah, good job. So yeah, all the notes were there. Could you try? Yeah, could you try buzzing just a little bit of maybe? Yeah. Start. Yeah, buzz just a little bit of it, please.
Like the first line.
Yes. Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay. So, it's pretty good. Could you, I'm breathing more than what I would if I was playing it, right? So overtraining myself. So could you try and maybe not don't necessarily pay attention to the pianist or to the piano dynamic right now. Okay, I want you to try and get a richer kind of buzz. Okay, so like yeah, think about like same thing with Aiden, like with the piece of paper. Okay, like that having a thicker airstream and like letting the lips flap a little bit more freely in the breeze. Okay.
Okay.
So for A, I'll do an A and B. Okay. Or which one sounded better, A or B?
Probably the second one.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Hopefully, hope so. Okay, so could you try and actually, you know what? Have you ever done half valving before?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Could you half valve the first 4 bars, like good mezzo forte to forte?
Okay.
Try and get the pitches as accurate as possible.
Wait, how far?
Just like the first 4 bars.
Okay.
Sorry. So don't move the valves. Press all of them halfway down.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So it's okay. Good, play it now. Okay, great. I think that was already better. Okay, I think the low C was especially good. Okay, what you want to try and do is try and get that kind of tone quality that you were getting in like the C to F range, and get that to G, just at the bottom of the staff and above, because it started to go more from like open. Okay, so try and keep that O or ah syllable in the tone. So
Okay.
yeah. Bum. Could you go to the real quick the pickup of the third line
Yeah.
and play there?
Okay.
Nice forte.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so just from an audible standpoint, I think working on breathing that does not activate tension in the body, because like could you just say E for me real quick? E.
E.
Now say O.
O.
Okay, now breathe in with that E syllable. Okay, and now breathe in thinking O or ah. Okay, which one do you think is going to get you the most efficient air possible with the least friction, E or O or
O.
ah? Okay, awesome. So there are some exercises like you could go in for 1, out for 4, or in for 4, out for 4, thinking just to get the same lack of resistance, both breathing in and breathing out. Okay, because and I have to remind myself of this too, because I deal with that as well. So but just to think with breathing is concerned. So could you hear my breathing much?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, but like it wasn't like right. So tension kills tone. Okay, so
Okay.
so the more free the inhale and the exhale can be, I think that will really start to help unlock the tone and whatnot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Any yes. Yeah, any
Thanks.
any questions that anyone has for me besides Mr. Mullen and Mr. Stowe? Anyone?
You said you were at Santa Clara Vanguard, right?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was quite an experience. I marched 2009. the Ballet for Martha show. The brass captain head at the time wanted the horn line to sound like an organ, and we definitely achieved that sound, in my humble opinion. I had marched 4 years prior to that, but I won't. Not with Santa Clara, but a lot of long hours marching and playing. I mean, I at least got, on non-performance days, we probably played about 4 hours a day, and that was not including if it was a show, then that, I guess that did not include, or would include, the warm-up. So, I mean, it was like, for instance, like, morning rehearsal was visual, and then lunch, and then afternoon block was music, or horn line only, and then it was ensemble rehearsal. So, and those were probably at least like 3 hours each. So there's a lot of playing time. Yeah, a lot of traveling. There's nothing quite like performing for 20 or 30,000 people. I'm all giving you a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. One moment.
All right.
My wrap up. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So, yeah, it's I only wear it during certain times of the year. So, so my wrap up would be, just keep practicing. I know this is it's an odd time for all of us, given all the global circumstances. Try different warm-up routines. I prescribe these to my students. They're inexpensive, and all you do is you can do like the wind patterning at the pinwheel, and the goal is to not make it, or is to keep the pinwheel going even after you breathe. So there's this, also buzzing at the pinwheel. Okay. It really does help in terms of getting one's tone richer and whatnot. So, listen to great artists on our instruments. And I'd say cello as well, because it's the most relatable to our tessitura of instruments. So, Yo-Yo Ma. If any of you know who Yo-Yo Ma is, or if you don't know who Yo-Yo Ma is, I'd say listen to him.